Holy shit, Amaranth's husband is basically her pimp, telling her what to do and blaming her to do better and threatening to kill her animals if she doesn't stream. What?
Like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married. Because it's like, our relationship would be better if we just stream them. And it's fighting all the time. But no, mister, don't say that because it's going to ruin the business model. It's not time yet. You want me to tell them I'm single? It's about to be true. Piece of shit. Being like, oh, if we split, you want this to be an amicable split. Always saying that. And I'm going to leave you with 1 million and I'm going to take the rest because I worked harder than you. It's like, there's always threats, always threats. What are you saying? You just told me you were going to kill dogs if I didn't do a 24-hour stream.
The fuck?
Did not say that. Now you're just fucking being a liar.
I'm not
I said I'm going to tell you what I said in terms of the earlier. Because you're still saying that I... Oh my god.
What are you even talking about? You brought up the dogs out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So
Prove a point.
what point is there improving?
See? You're proving my point right now.
What? I'm asking you to... I don't even understand what you're saying to me.
I know. That's my point. My point is, are you listening or not? If you're not, then get the fuck out.
I'm literally listening, but you're not making any sense.
Guy should be in prison. It's hard to say that yelling at somebody over the phone should make you go to prison. I don't know if you should go to prison. I think it just depends on, everything else that happened. Any chance it's scripted? I mean, there's a chance it could be, right? I mean, of course there's a chance. But I don't think that it is. I think that if it is scripted, it was a poor decision because there is no immediate benefit to it being scripted. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't help her. It doesn't benefit anybody. All it does is make her look bad, and it also makes everybody else look bad in the process. So that's kind of what I'm saying. That's so fucked. Yeah, it doesn't seem real. It can't be scripted because it's hard to cry on command. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that people that think that it's okay or whatever, or it is scripted, etc., those kinds of people will not respond to, like, logic or reason. So, like, if you explain that her actually exposing that she had a husband and having this big drama thing happen was done for sympathy to generate people, like, that might donate to her or something like that, I think that immediately goes out the window whenever you look at the angle of there being a man involved. Because now nobody is going to look at Amouranth and consider her plausibly single in any case, in any time in the future. And that's not necessarily a good thing, but I think that the reason why is a good thing, because people aren't going to try to donate to her thinking that they have a chance. So, she did it for content? Yeah, I don't think that she did do it for content. I don't think that's what happened. So, the audio is enough to know that it's abusive. Exactly, yes. And I think that, again, if somebody talked to me like that, I would immediately cut them out of my life. This is, like, not the way a normal person talks. He seems like an unhinged person. She showed, like, her door that was, like, fucked up and some other stuff about it. So it seems like this person probably also makes things physical, even if they're not directly, at her. This person destroys stuff in the house. Most human relationships are asseted style relationships. Well, how do you know that? That's such a weird thing to say because you don't know any streamers and no streamers know you. So why would you know anything about their relationship? Yeah, I don't understand. Like, how would you have any idea about that? I know tons of streamers, Dick. No, you don't. You're a loser and you're a nobody. And you're just in chat talking shit for no reason. Nobody cares about you. Get out of here. Anyway, so here's the way that I look at this. Whenever I see this happen, I feel like there is a very, very high probability that it's real. Like, I would say a 95 to 99% probability that it is real. And to be honest with you, if somehow this entire fucking thing was fake, this is incredible. She deserves all the success for, all the attention in the world. Like, this would be an incredible fucking act, right? So, yeah, this is an Oscar, exactly. So yeah, I think that the people that think that it's fake don't think that it's fake for any other reason than they don't like her or they have something against women in general. There's nothing about this that indicates that it's fake to me. Does that make sense? Yeah, is it a bad business decision to fake this? Yes, it is. It's a very bad business decision. And what's this here? If it's fake, there will be no success from it. Yes, there is no success from this. I mean, like, assuming that it never gets found out. If people were found out that it was fake, obviously, like, they'd be mad about that. But in general, I do think that a lot of people are hand-waving this or not taking it seriously because it's Amouranth. I do think that people view Amouranth and like other female streamers that do any sort of sexually provocative content, they view them as lesser people, and because they're viewed as lesser people, whenever bad things happen to them, those things are not perceived as being as bad as if they happen to somebody who these groups of people view morally righteous or morally in line. So I think that's really what's happening here, and that's why people are trying to downplay or degrade it or something like that. I saw like this like dumb guy who was talking about how he couldn't stop looking at her boobs or something like that. This is just, it's just stupid. It's just stupid shit, and I think that that's the kind of stuff that people do because they don't like the kind of person she is. He's a sociopath, Mo. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that guy seemed like an idiot. I'm pretty sure, like, he had another stupid opinion about gambling, too. I mean, I don't know. He's just a moron, so who cares? That's about it. What would you do in this situation? Have some wisdom? What would I do if I was in this situation? Do you want to know honestly what I would do? I would do exactly what she did. I would do exactly what she did. Because if you want to fuck me over and you want to try to hope that, you know, out of self-preservation, I'm not going to risk something because I'm worried about losing what I have, I absolutely not. Because if somebody is afraid of something, you can control them with that. And that's why, you know, the guy was trying to, you know, like, give away all of her money and stuff like that. So yeah, expose the abuser and do it on stream in front of everybody. Always be willing to take the nuclear option with people that want to take advantage of you. Because if you don't, then they'll take advantage of you. So I think that's absolutely the right decision. I would hope that I would do the same thing in her stance. And let's see here. Mizkiff, I don't know why. If you don't like Mizkiff and you're trying to, like, oh, Mizkiff is talking about this, like, everybody's gonna be talking about this. It was on Twitch. Everybody is talking about this. This is what happens. Whenever you broadcast something out to the world, people are going to talk about it. That's it. Like, you cannot control the narrative of the way that every single person is going to talk about something after you broadcast it online. It's your choice to broadcast it. She made the conscious decision to broadcast this, and with that, you're going to get a lot of good, and you're going to get some bad too. And that's what happens. So yeah, I mean, if you don't like Mizkiff, this isn't the place to talk about it. I don't care. Nobody cares. So let's get back to on topic here. And she'll also be putting her husband on the spot and blackmailing him and live streaming because everyone will take her side. Remember Amber Turd? Yeah, I mean, there's probably that case, and, like, I don't know, do you think that she cut off her husband's finger and screamed at him and shit on his bed? I don't know, maybe she did, but I find that to be unlikely. So, yeah, he was blackmailing her. Yeah, exactly, I know that. But, and that's what I'm saying. So, like, this is the same thing as, like, people try to use these cases. And again, this is not a conclusion that was arrived at logically. Like, I would draw a correlation to that if there was a correlation to be made, but there's just simply not. There's no reason to think these two things are related. The way he's screaming isn't normal. No, it's not. This is an unhinged psycho. And I can see why people are worried about her safety after that phone call. The guy seemed like he was completely fucking nuts. No, he's losing control and doesn't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't really care. But I just think the guy's a piece of shit. Do you think it's wrong to question things like this if they're acts? And do you feel contacting authorities would have better results as opposed to broadcasting it to the public? That's actually a really good question. So to the second part, I think is easier. Do I feel like contacting the authorities would have better results opposed to broadcasting it to the public? I would argue that broadcasting it to the public is contacting the authorities, because now all this stuff is on record and everybody sees it. And I think the fact that it was spontaneous in this way will serve as very good evidence if they ever go to court for divorce. So I do think that it will serve as that, number one. Number two, somebody being a manipulative piece of shit is not necessarily something that they go to jail for. Like, being an asshole to your wife is not something that you're going to go to jail for. You see what I'm saying? So there's not, it's not that simple. Defamation, this has nothing to do with defamation. Nobody thinks that. Amouranth's not stupid. Her husband's probably not stupid either. Nobody's going to sue anybody for defamation. Maybe he might do that in order to kind of like out of spite, right? It's like, well, I'm going to burn everything to the ground. Which again, that's how he controls somebody like that, is that, you know, the more that somebody tries to hold on, the more they try to pull away, and by pulling away, they control the narrative. That's the way it goes. And so anyway, yes, I do think that it was the right decision not to, and also, how do we know that she hasn't contacted the authorities? How do we don't know this. Also, like with any sort of spousal abuse or something like that, I think that contacting the authorities could also escalate the situation at home. So there are a lot of reasons why people that are in abusive relationships don't contact authorities and don't do what you think that they should do in that situation. It's kind of like a parallel to this, and this isn't a direct parallel, but hopefully you guys can see where I'm coming from, is like whenever, you know, there's like a shooter at some place, or, you know, some like bad thing happens, or some guy's being an asshole, or he's robbing a place, and you always have guys that say, oh, well, if I was there, I would have done this, or I was there, I would have done that. No, you wouldn't. You'd be laying on the floor. Like, it's always easy to say that, yeah, this is what I would do in the situation, but it's different whenever you're in the situation. It's the fucking Mike Tyson quote, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I think it's very easy to sit back in your air-conditioned home with a relatively nice lifestyle and say, hey, this woman who's in an abusive relationship should have acted differently. But the reality is that whenever she's in the situation, she's going to do whatever she thinks is best for her, and she's not in a very good frame of mind. And I think that's important to keep in mind as well. And no one really cares. Live across the street from a coffee shop. People do domestic disturbance every week. How are you still here? Yeah, what do you do? No one cares. No one really cares. How can you say no one really cares? I'm just gonna ban you. I don't want to read you. You're so stupid. Like, this has over 100,000 likes. This whole thing has probably attracted the attention of millions of people. Like, what are you even talking about? Nobody cares. Yeah, I mean, nobody cares about you. Get out of here. I don't know why what are you doing? Anyway, so yeah, rip bozo. Fucking rest in piss. You won't be missed. Get out of here. So listen, I do think that calling into question whether something is fake or not, I think that it's okay to call into question whether something is fake or not if there is a reason to think that it is fake. And I think that also if you can make an argument for a very strong amount of personal gain, I think that you can also maybe say that it's okay to say that something is fake, etc. But I think that randomly saying that things are fake without any evidence or any reasoning behind it has no value at all. This is not good. Obviously, you have freedom of speech. Well, I mean, Alex Jones, right? Obviously not necessarily. But you as a private citizen without a massive platform of people, etc., you have free speech. You can say whatever you want. And we're not debating whether you can or can't say something. It's about whether it's the right or the wrong thing to do. I do think that it's the wrong thing to do, to say that something like this is fake, because there's just simply no evidence for it. And I think that any of the business sense logical arguments for her faking this are not very good ones. I think that they are immediately disprovable with similar circumstances and similar situations in the past, things like YouTube pranks, etc. And I don't think that you can use any logic to say that it was faked on purpose. Money, content, drama, name recognition. Yeah, but you could say that for anything about anyone. So money, content, and drama. Number one, she's probably going to make less money now because people are going to feel like she had a boyfriend or a husband, and so they're not going to give her as much money. Number one. In terms of content, she's not streaming, and she streams every single day, and now she's not. So she's not making money with her stream, and I think that overall this will hurt her image as being a single girl, because in the same way that YouTube streams were, YouTube pranks were, as soon as some people discovered that some of the YouTube pranks were fake, everybody just categorically assumed that all YouTube pranks are fake, and YouTube pranks died on YouTube. And I think the same thing is going to happen with something like Amouranth, is that as soon as people find out that she, you know, theoretically had a husband or whatever, they will always in the future assume that she does, and that she does, right? And she's just hiding it from us. And so I don't think that's the case. I think, if you use the logic that's being presented, all of the conclusions are negative for her. And I don't think that she's stupid enough to do something that would just be universally negative. STPH admits she's married, doesn't stop people from viewing her. Yeah, and there's a lot of other girls that don't. And remember whenever she did that and then everybody was getting mad about it? Remember that, what was it? There was like a bunch of chatters. I remember whenever that happened, and they were saying negative things about her husband and just like all kinds of like really crazy stuff, man. So I don't think that's the case at all. Nico, well, that's one you really do hope is single, because if she's not, she's probably going to beat the shit out of him again. Well, that's where the real ones shine, still by her side, by the kind of content she chooses to do in the future. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think that, yeah, again, I think this is a legit thing. Absolutely. I was disappointed whenever the greatest freakouts ever became fake. Exactly. And whenever you find out the greatest freakouts ever was fake once, every single time that you watch another one, you will not think that it's as real as you did the first time. And that's what it was. Okay, dude. Well, I mean, Nico Well's a convicted domestic abuser. This is just a fact. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's... Yeah, that's what she did. It is what it is. Look it up. Yeah, convicted. Like, we're not talking about, like, accused or something like that. Convicted. So, yeah, it's been proven over and over. Exactly. I doubt it's fake. Oh, I like this for content would absolutely wreck her image and brand. Exactly. And I think that's why it's not the case. I don't blame people for not trusting big streamers. We were scammed and lied to many times before, so it's understandable. I think that it's better for people to not trust big streamers about anything and to just view their lives as content in general. I think that anytime that you're trying to go and make it into some sort of like weird relationships, we were scammed. Number one, you weren't being fucking scammed by any of these people because they made you Amouranth never said, any of these girls never say, oh, if you donate money to me, you know, like there's a higher chance of you getting acknowledgement or recognition from me, and, you know, I'm single. I think these people deserve to be taken advantage of, and I think it's good that they're being taken advantage of. I think that people like that are just pathetic, and they deserve to be treated that way. Maybe that's, yeah, it's just a stupid tax, and I have no sympathy for them. I don't care about them. They're just pathetic. And so, yeah, you're not going to get me to fucking try to, oh, they got taken advantage of. No, they're stupid, and they're weird, and that's what they get. Thank God. Fool with your money, you don't deserve your money. Yeah, a fool and his money, we're lucky enough to be together in the first place, man. That's it. Yeah, stupid tax a simp. Exactly. That's what you get, weirdo. Exactly. Warning labels for a reason. So yeah, I think that it's better overall for like the streaming community of simps and weirdos like this to de facto assume that a girl is not single. I think that is 1,000 times more healthy and 1,000 times better than assuming that she is single. Because whenever these guys assume that the girl is single, what's going to happen is they're going to go on and they're going to think that if I do X, Y, or Z thing, I'm going to have a chance with her. So you hate losers. Some of them, yeah, I do. I don't think that they're worth anything. Yeah, they're just nothing to me. So anything that people do to them or bad that they do to them, I don't really care about them. That's about it. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe that's a mean thing to say, but that's just really the way I feel. Yeah, that's why they're losers. There you go. Did you see Keemstar's take on this? I did. I'm trying to remember what it even was. What was Keemstar? What did Keemstar even say? Oh, that you shouldn't lie to your viewers about being in a relationship. I don't think that's true. I think that also Keemstar didn't really bring this. He's never brought this same energy to any sort of K-pop singer whenever it's just like the de facto culture over there to appear single and available so people are able to simp over you. And I think also he didn't bring that same energy for whenever Adept and XQC were just roommates. So I actually don't think that it has anything to do with lying to your audience. I think that it has everything to do with Keemstar not liking Amouranth and looking for a way to justify that or to somehow make her look like she's in the wrong. It doesn't make any sense because there's no other instance of him saying this whenever it's something that, you know, a person agrees with. There's always times where people lie and they hold things back and they don't like share certain things with their life, etc., or they share something that's not necessarily true. Now, I'm sure Keemstar himself has done it multiple times. So yeah, I thought that was a stupid opinion. Keemstar should have been canceled years ago, to be honest. You can only be canceled if people stop watching you or you get banned. People still watch Keemstar, and so, you know, that's why he's not canceled. Very bad situation. Bad the clip telling her that he'd be burning a bunch of money in crypto was kind of funny to me, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's just nuts how insane that guy is, man. It's insane. Whether or not the streamer is single is relevant, content you receive from content will not change. There's virtually no chance of meaningful connection ever formed between a viewer and a streamer. Exactly, which I think is why it's better to cut the cord, you know, as thin as it ever may be. It's better to just cut that cord completely and assume that somebody's in a relationship. That's really what it is. She took $3K from me and told me that she's single. That's not okay. Yeah, I agree. I think that you're a fucking idiot for giving her $3,000. I don't think it's okay at all. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're pathetic. You deserve to lose your money. And hey, don't worry about it. Think of it as like you just paid $3,000 for a life lesson. Now, this might not be the last time or the first time you've learned that lesson, but it's another episode. Yeah, you just got financially dominated. That's what happens, bitch. Wasn't Keem banned from YouTube? He was banned from YouTube and he made a second. The channel he has now is like owned by somebody else and he's just on the channel. Obviously, YouTube doesn't really care that much. They could clearly like ban it again, right? I mean, you have to remember like YouTube's TOS and Twitch's TOS, these are not rules that they have to abide by. They can ban you for whatever they want. So, I mean, they could ban his channel if they wanted to. YouTube clearly doesn't care about Keemstar that much, and so they don't ban him, so they don't feel like his content is that bad. That's clearly what it is. $3K is fucking life-changing, man? Yeah, I know. That's why it's so stupid of him to give it away. Yeah, again, I have no sympathy for stupid people. Just period. I don't have any sympathy for them. I don't think that I don't care about them. They're just pathetic. Yeah. What's this here? Choice? I've had several steps and clicks to send money. Yeah, exactly. What's this here? Let me read the rest of it. Husband just spent that 3K on crypto. Yeah, he just dropped that money into Dogecoin. How does that make you feel? Is that okay for me not to care about people Slicker took money from because it's correct in writing? I think that in general, whenever I look at it, Slicker was taking and getting money from people in what is, to a certain degree, a friendly relationship, and somebody would have assumed that somebody who they are friends with is a more reliable person to give money to. It's the whole idea of, in law, it's called a fiduciary relationship, that the person that you're dealing with is going to act in your best interest. And fundamentally, a lot of the cases with Slicker were what I would consider fiduciary relationships, and the relationship with Amouranth is not. So yes, actually there is a very big difference, and if you knew anything about the way this stuff works, you'd understand that. Slicker took money from a cancer patient, way different. And also I think Slicker's a piece of shit too. Right? I mean, yeah, that's also very different as well. She must feel really lonely in a relationship like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know her. But I'm just talking about it in general. Did Slicker ever get banned? No, he didn't ever get banned. I feel bad for stupid people because they're just born this way. It's like a handicap that makes them feel bad, makes them make bad decisions. No, I think that most stupid people are enabled by other people that make excuses for why somebody else is wrong whenever they engage in bad behavior. It's like, oh, well, you know, it's somebody else's fault that you know, you don't do anything all day, or you give all of your money to some online girl thinking that you're going to be able to date her, or you're spending all of your money on sports betting or something stupid like that. And it's always somebody else's fault. They're infantilizing these fucking morons, and they're preventing them from growing. How many of you guys have been a fucking idiot and you had something bad happen to you for being a fucking idiot, and then you stopped being a fucking idiot? But if every time something bad ever happened to you, that people constantly coddled you and, oh, it's okay, the world is so mean. No, bitch. No, bitch. I'm not gonna hear it. By that logic, it shouldn't feel bad for Amouranth. It's her fault. She got abused, got taken advantage of. By that logic, bro, you're not even following. Like, don't even, like, you really think that you're funny? That's not even my logic at all. That's not the logic in any circumstance whatsoever. When did I ever say that every bad situation that a person gets into is objectively their fault? I never said that. I said that in a lot of cases, and I think this is a lot of cases, the Amouranth situation is a very, very specific case. I understand, again, this, by that logic. You don't even understand my logic, so what are you talking about? Why are you here? Yeah, don't put words in my mouth. You're too stupid to even understand what I'm saying. Shut up. First year I was married, I thought my tax return coming in, so I spent my money on a PC. The return never came. Learned the hard way not to spend early with money that I don't have. Exactly. Yeah, there it is. And what's this here? Lady call the police, not Twitch chat. What's chat gonna do? She can't call the police because the guy's not committing a crime. What are the police gonna do? Like, what do you think? They're just gonna, like, he was mean to her, telling her that she has to stream for 16 hours a day, and they're gonna be like, wow, 16 hours a day? Like, well, you can't tell her to do that. He's gonna go to jail. No, that's not gonna happen. Blackmail is a crime? I don't know, but it takes a long time to prove something like that, etc. And I think, is that a fucking actual crime, or is that just a civil suit? I'm not even sure. Yeah, threats are a crime. Yeah, but I mean, does she have evidence of threats like that happening? Also, I think that there's just the other case where whenever you're in a situation like this, you can't expect a person that's in a situation like this to act rationally. I think that it's unfair to expect that, because whenever you're in a situation like this, and this is kind of like the example that I was using with, you know, these guys that have like these big fucking bravado ideas of what they were gonna do whenever the shooter shows up at their Wendy's. You know, the shooter shows up at their fucking grocery store, they're gonna shut them down. No, you're not. Shut up. Everybody always thinks that. Threatening to send a horse is me. It's gotta be some kind of crime. Well, I don't know if it is or not. I mean, there's a lot of things that are really, really mean, but they're not crimes. They're not something that somebody is going to go to jail for. Devil's advocate here. Is no one in a relationship? And there are times where you hate each other person and they both go in like crazy? Well, I mean, that's not really devil's advocate, because that's not what's happening. You both go in like crazy. She's not going in like crazy. If this guy comes out and he has a million clips of her going in like crazy, then yeah, that does muddy the waters a lot, but it didn't happen, and it hasn't happened. And I don't see any reason to assume that it did happen. So, yes, obviously there are relationships where both people are nutballs like this guy is, and they're awful relationships. Oftentimes you see them either in the newspaper whenever one of them kills each other, or on Jerry Springer. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this is what's happening here, and there's no evidence of that in this case. Is Amouranth, what's this here? Is she living in a third world country? What's this here? Let me see if I can find this. It can be interpreted as law of sex trafficking. Yeah, I don't really know. Where's this? Police are very slow too. Yeah, exactly. I think so. I don't know. It's just some fucking stupid message. I didn't get a chance to read it. And dude was clearly manipulating her. Relationship wasn't even, but who knows? Just saw a small part. Yeah, exactly. Family member was threatened all the time by her significant other, witnessed by the same behavior in my life. Cops don't do anything until it happens. Well, yeah, because the cops can't do anything. It's like you don't want somebody saying that you said something to cause you to go to jail, do you? No, you don't want to have that happen. It's not fair. So it's a very weird situation. Why is she posting this on a live stream? Cringy to say the least. Because she wants it to be made public, and she's sick of being taken. I don't know why there are so many people who don't really understand this. Yeah, it's very surprising. I think that, so there's a number of reasons why I think that she live streamed it. I'll go through these reasons. You guys can tell me if you think it's legit or not. I think one of the reasons is it puts this problem in the face of millions of people, which definitely means that if he was going to retaliate against her in some sort of a physical way, it would be much easier to implicate him as the aggressor. So this basically puts him front and center in front of millions of people that this person is an abuser, this person is an aggressor. Here's an example of it. It's happening right now. So now if Amouranth comes back on with a black eye or something like that, everybody is going to call the fucking police and say, she didn't fall down the stairs, she didn't trip, this guy beat the shit out of her and you need to investigate it right now. So that's number one. And black eye is, you know, sometimes the best thing that could happen in some of those circumstances. I mean, the reason why you always hear guys talk about stories about their crazy girlfriends. You ever hear girls talk about stories about crazy boyfriends? No, because a lot of them are dead. So that's the facts. And so, yeah, these guys, it's not a joke. It's nothing like that. Oh, I mean, actually, that was a Chris Rock joke, but you see the point that I'm making. And so that's number one. Number two is that I think that Amouranth probably views her success as some form of a, she views her success as some form of a, like a collective effort with her husband, right? And it was obviously a collective effort. Regardless of which proportion was which, I don't really care. It doesn't matter arguing that. But the point is that it was a collective effort. So her damaging that and putting it out in front of everybody is effectively a nuclear option whenever she feels like she's exhausted all other options previously. So she had tried to reason him out of doing certain things that she didn't want to do. He didn't take those things seriously. She had tried to say, hey, I don't want to do this, and he didn't take those things seriously, and he continued to threaten her and make her life worse. So at a certain point, a person reaches a breaking point, and they say, fuck it, it's not worth it anymore. I'm going to burn it all to the ground. And you know what? I absolutely respect that. I think that's a great idea. So I think those are probably the two main reasons why she made it public, and I think these are legitimate reasons that make sense. Yeah, these are reasons that make a lot of sense. Does anybody disagree with these? I'm confused. If she can throw that he threatened to kill her dogs and horses, could he be jailed though? This alone should be enough. I think it becomes like threatening to put a dog down that they're married, right? So they have joint ownership over these things. I don't think he can be put in jail for that. I don't think so. Probably not, because it's technically his horse and his dog too. So yeah, a 90% chance no. With good lawyers, you never know. Yeah, you never know. And she was, what's this here? She was in person while all this was happening. It's crazy. Yeah, I know. It's enough to get a protective order? Yes, that's definitely true. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's one thing to put somebody in jail, but it's another thing to just get a restraining order. Yeah, 100% that's enough. I would say so. Animals are considered property. Yes, they are considered property to an extent, but they're also considered joint property whenever they're owned by a married couple, and that's what makes it more complex. That's what I said before. If they were just dating, then yes, I think she would have a case against them. And so they're not. They're married. If she wanted an exit from all the platforms, this is a good way to do it. I don't think that, I don't know, maybe she is going to quit after this. I have no idea. I find that unlikely. But maybe she will. Who knows? I think also, like logically, I don't find... I find her quitting after this to be unlikely. The reason why I find it to be unlikely is that she had made it very public that she wanted to make enough money to where she could make passively like $1 million or millions of dollars every year passively from the money that she's made from streaming. So if she gets divorced from this guy, I would assume that, like, yes, maybe he's not going to get 50%, but I'm sure that he will get a percentage. And there's also a good chance he'll get alimony because of the relationship they had with this business. I would assume that he would get alimony, or maybe they could take that away because of how abusive he was. I'm just not sure. But anyway, I think that, you know, if you assume that she loses 30% of that money or 50% of that money, and she's trying to do these animal shelters, it would logically make sense that she would continue streaming to make that money back. Doesn't that make sense? So if she acts towards the goals that she has, or that she's stated, then yes, I think that it would make sense that she would continue making content. If a criminal charge comes about, he can get nothing. Bro, like, I'm not sure about the details. I have no idea. I'm just talking about it in general. You know what I mean? That's about it. I think Amouranth will take an extended vacation. I mean, I would certainly say she needs it. I mean, she's been spending so much time online, streaming all the time, every day. I mean, clearly you can see why now. But, yeah, I think that's probably a good thing for her. It'd be really sad to see nothing come of this, and for her to try to make it work with him. Some people really struggle breaking it off. I mean, that's between them. I don't know their relationship that well. All I see is the window. The window looks pretty bad, but that might not be the whole house. But it's like, how can that not be the whole house? A third to go to the attorney, so she'll probably get less than half after the divorce. Yeah, obviously, like, there's a lot of attorney's fees and things like that, too. So, like, if she wanted to continue working towards her goal, she would probably continue streaming. That's just logically what would make the most sense. You got job applications? Come work for you? No, I'm fine with this. And, see the video of I'm Speed got swatted? No, I try not to draw attention to those things, to be honest. What is she's scared of more, all her money or her animals or well-being? Is that a question that you're asking, or is that an accusation? Because it sounds like an accusation, not a question. So yeah, I mean, this guy's absolutely fucking nuts. You know, like, I'll go through and I'll play some of these here. Look at this. These are some of the messages he sent for her. That's nuts. Yeah, look at this. Some fun. Yeah, he's just, I mean, bro, like, this is some unhinged maniac shit. This is absolutely, like, bro, this is unhinged maniac behavior. He's probably a cokehead? Oh, I have no idea. I mean, there's a chance he could be. I mean, for sure. I don't know. To say that he's on drugs or something is probably a bit much. But yeah, I mean, there's something clearly wrong with him, one way or another. I would say that. Thank you for acknowledging it. Yeah, sure. I just don't believe her, though. Maybe she treated him like shit to make him like this. My ex-girlfriend drove me insane. I became a very mad and sad person, too. Well, yeah, but just try not to let your own personal trauma affect your rational judgment, which is obviously what you've done. You've taken your own personal trauma and your personal problem, and then you've put this on something else. This is the exact same thing that women did with Amber Heard. Is that women had a guy that abused them, and then they assume that any time that there is an altercation between men and women, that the girl is, you know, telling the truth, and the guy is actually the abuser, because that's what happened in their own personal life. You're literally projecting, like, I have no problem addressing logical reasons why people might think this, but that's just simply not one of them. Have you seen his phone messages from her? Well, I mean, yes, I have seen them. Yeah, I'm about to shut down the real work bank account too and just instant gib it. He doesn't even know! It's insta-gib! Because it would turn people into giblets in fucking Unreal Tournament. This guy's a fake gamer too. Oh my god. How is this not extortion? Well, I think it is. Yeah, in my opinion, it is. I feel like it's very clearly, and it's very hard. Is it extortion? I don't know the legal definition of that or not. Yeah, I don't know. Above 200K, class 1 felony. Well, I mean, it was a lot more than 200K. And it's like, yeah, he's donating money in her name. If no call, yeah, he's like, I'm donating 500K in the next 3 minutes. No call in 1 minute. I'll absolutely make sure Kyran goes to the meat packing house. I'm assuming Kyran is the horse. Is that right? Yeah, is that it? Yeah, I mean, this is, again, this is an insane person. This is an absolute fucking psycho. This is some fucking Dio Brando shit. This isn't like some guy that, you know, he's having a bad day. This is some straight fucking evil. It's insanity. Yes, exactly. Messages are fake. She manufactured this. This husband probably doesn't even exist. Stop covering this and giving her the attention she wants, please. Oh my god. The only proof you have is the messages. There's no proof this husband ever exists. See, Omnibomber, you're so stupid, you don't even know that you're stupid. See, let me explain. Let me educate you in the way that you are stupid. So, marriage licenses and marriage certificates are public domain. So anybody can look up a marriage document or a marriage certificate. It's one of the reasons why Andrew Tate didn't want to say that he was married during the Piers Morgan interview, because he doesn't want to admit or have people start scrutinizing or looking around in public records to try to find information about him. Dunning-Kruger, yes, you're so stupid. And so anyway, this was about 6 years ago. You might not remember this because you were still in elementary school, but I do. And back then, it was found out that Amouranth was married. This was actually, it was about 4 years ago. It was found out that Amouranth was married. People went through, public documents. They found her real name because she had used her real name. She used to do like theater and different like Broadway type stuff. And so whenever she did that, obviously people would know what her real name is. And in doing so, they found out that she was married and she had a husband. So actually, people did know she had a husband all the way through. At least some people did. Now, she never publicly addressed this, which was definitely a good decision on her part. And I think you can kind of see one of the reasons why right now. So, to say that there's no proof that the husband exists is a factually incorrect statement because it's literally public record. But you don't know that because you're a moron. You understand? You're so stupid, you don't even know that you're stupid. It's sad. It is really, really sad. I have no proof that this chatter exists. I wish I did too. Yeah, I wish that that was the case. Let's see here. And stolen laptop, neighbor's Wi-Fi, cracked windows. Yeah, true, man. Sherry's a woman's name? Well, I don't know. I mean, like, people could have all kinds of, like, pet names for each other. I have no clue why it's called that. Maybe she gave it a different name because it was her phone and she was worried that somehow people might see the text messages or the name on the phone. Like, how many of you guys, it's like, I've had friends of mine that were, like, cheating on their girlfriend and they rename girls to, like, Allstate Insurance or something like that. And that way, if they get a call from Allstate Insurance, the girlfriend's not going to immediately see that it's a person, right? Yeah, facts, right? And so, yeah, it's that simple. All the message is totally fake, but she forgot to change the name to a man's name, of course. Logically, the best conclusion. Yes, Yes, everything about this is fake, except she put the name Sherry there. It's crazy. Sad to see so many people side with a streamer who fools people based on video of 20 seconds. What if she is the crazy one and prepped exactly like Amber did with Johnny just to make him look bad? Well, then I look forward to the evidence of the contrary. That will be plenty of content for me for months to come. So, yeah, then I will wait for that evidence to present itself. It's that simple. So whenever I see this, I'm making a judgment on what I'm seeing right now. And if new content comes out in the future that has another angle to it, then I will address that in the same way. It's that simple. I am not the kind of person who is... I am not attached to, like, anything that I'm saying or any idea that I have. Like, for example, if there's something that I think and then I find out that it's not true anymore, I don't mentally lose anything on an ego level for accepting that I was wrong about something. Like, I don't lose anything from that. So yeah, it's not gonna bother me. I don't care. Sad people don't understand every female influencer has a boyfriend, even if they don't publicly say it. Damn parasocial Andy's hoping that they'll get a girl after donating 30K. Yeah, I think that there are some girls, I mean, yeah, there are some girls that don't have boyfriends, other girls that do. I think that anybody who is donating money to a girl streamer because the girl is single, and would not donate the money otherwise, I don't feel bad whenever they do that. I think they deserve to be taken advantage of. Yeah, I don't care about them. That's all it comes down to. So Jedian was right and he should be unbanned? That was about... It wasn't even about Amouranth. It wasn't even about him. But yeah, it was something completely different. Incels, yeah. It's crazy to me that there are so many people that can just be so... Like, it's one thing to be a couple of degrees off the truth, and it's another thing to be in the complete opposite direction. It's nuts, man. Incels and femcells, who cares? Yes, I view the incels that are trying to say this is fake. I think that they are the exact same as the girls who thought that Johnny Depp was actually the abuser and covered everything up and just paid everybody to make Amber Heard look bad. Like, I view those groups of people as the same thing. These are all the same people. These are people with, yeah, they're confidently wrong, too stupid to even realize it, that are using their own personal trauma as a guide stone to decide what everything else in the world is. That's all there is to it. Exact same people. This is a crazy situation. Hopefully you get out of this mentally okay. Yeah, that's what I hope. I mean, I think that this is it's a pretty bad situation for her, to say the least, and it just fucking sucks. I mean, that's all there is to it. Yeah, it just fucking sucks. Let's see, I'll read a few comments and then we'll move on to the ad thing, because I want to talk about that too. Was he being so mean to her though? Because he's a crazy asshole. What do you mean? Like, that's all you need to know. He's a crazy, abusive asshole. Everything else makes sense. Just assume that, yeah, that's why. Why is he being mean? Because he's a crazy asshole. That's why. Why did she marry him though? Because probably at first he wasn't a crazy asshole. And then as more money came in, as they probably spent more time apart, as the resentment that he might have for her being the breadwinner in the family or in the marriage grew, it turned him into an asshole. I don't know why. Maybe he had some mental problem and it's not even related to her. It doesn't really matter. All I'm saying is that many times, and also there are girls, and this was even, you know, again, you can look at the Johnny Depp case, right? Whenever Amber Heard married him, and both of them thought like, oh, well, whenever we get married, it'll be better. Remember that? Whenever that happened? So yeah, I think that that's also people that are in abusive or bad relationships with a lot of turbulence. Sometimes they view marriage as the solution to that turbulence. I would draw the line of similarity to that of Britney Spears and her father. I didn't know enough about that, so I can't really state that. Yeah, I don't know. Marriage just traps you more in a situation. Never understood that mindset. Well, people just think... a lot of people think dumb things whenever they're in love. Love is not a... it's not a rational emotion. It's not something that you can explain away from somebody. It's just how they feel. Chat's weird. Sometimes there are... I have a lot of viewers, this is the truth, right? Is that because I entertain... some opinions that could be considered red pill, or some opinions that could be considered black pill, or, you know, any sort of right-wing opinions at all, people view me as a adjacent ally. So those people watch me, and they get angry whenever I have an opinion like this, because they thought that I would be on their side. There's usually fault on both sides, but he seems like a nutter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know everything about their relationship, but certainly, yeah, he seems like a fucking nutter, absolutely. That's about it. What's this here? Even though she has much money, love doesn't matter, can overlook bad things. Exactly, yeah. Right wing for sporting victims aren't mutually exclusive. I think that it is it's absolutely a red pill. Are we really going to pretend? Are we going to play hide the ball here? It's like the Emperor's new clothes. What are we doing here? Are we really going to say that it's not a bunch of red pill people saying that she's faking it? Come on, let's call it what it is. I'm not going to play this game. Yeah, those are the same people that are doing it. Right wing being a piece of shit are mutually exclusive. They are, but it's like, so basically. Let me think of a way to put this. A large group of people from different groups will also have more overlap. It's like, think of it as Venn diagrams. And I think the Venn diagram with people that are into like red pill opinions and black pill opinions, that Venn diagram intersects a lot with the incel circle. It does. So if I talk about any of that stuff, that means I'm going to attract people that just by the averages are going to be incels. And it's the same thing as like, remember whenever I started playing Final Fantasy and then a bunch of Japanese people started watching me? Or whenever I started playing Lost Ark and a bunch of Koreans started watching me? How does that happen? Well, it's because of the concentric Venn diagrams. Or not concentric, sorry. The overlapping Venn diagrams. That's my point. An unbiased and fair person. Yeah, I try to be fair. Obviously, everybody is biased. Everybody has an opinion about these things, but I try to be unbiased because I feel like most other people aren't. That's why. Anyone blaming the victim's nearly never been in a situation of abuse? It's hard to get out of that situation. Oh, I'm sure it is. I mean, again, like this is something I wouldn't want to have. I wouldn't want to have anything to do with. I'm gonna be totally fucking honest. I think this shit is just. It makes you sick, you know. It's just awful. So yeah, I fucking hate to see this stuff happen to anybody. Don't victim blame, chat. I don't really need to use those words. I think that you can just talk about what it is without using a buzzword. I try not to use buzzwords that often. But no, I don't think that has anything to do with it. Frequently you see other sex workers have very abusive relationships. Well, I mean, there's also, I mean, like, wasn't there like one of the big pushes for trying to ban things like porn? One of the reasons for that is that the porn industry is oftentimes exploitative. Right? I mean, am I crazy? Like, you guys have also seen this too, like many times? Yes. Yes. So what do you think the odds are by extension that somebody involved with a girl doing OnlyFans is not the exact same? I don't know. I find this to be very likely. Johnny Depp's trial taught people to always doubt the victim at first. I don't know why people can't just look at evidence and make a decision based off of evidence. I don't know why that's so hard for so many people. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't just like look at the evidence and be like, okay, well, this seems like this is probably the case. You know, that's about it. The problem is victims have to be perfect. I don't know about that. I think that saying somebody is an imperfect victim is also sometimes a reason, a way that people hand wave their own bad behavior. Yeah, let me see. I think there was a few other ones of these. Let's see if there's anything else I was going to show here. Oh, it got deleted. So, apparently new drama. So, apparently, that guy that said that, like, he couldn't focus on what she was saying because of her boobs, like, the person deleted their tweet, I guess. I don't really know why. Let me see. Yeah, I don't really know why. Fucking what did? Yeah, I mean, let me see. Let's see why. There's no statement on why or anything like that. The Mo one, yeah, it's on LSF. Okay, I guess I can look on there. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here we go.
Recorded when if he wants to really prove a point to her like that, he should record himself and her talking, say the fucked up thing he said, and then play it back to her later to say, see, this is exactly what happened, but you don't remember because you were emotionally triggered. But still, like, it doesn't give him the right. But I don't know why this fight is a fight.
You didn't say it. You're being crazy. That's what you did. Listen, it's okay to be emotionally frail. It's okay. It would be even better if you just accepted and admitted it instead of being so defensive.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I'm trying to like focus on the tears.
Excuse me, sorry.
Admitted it instead of being so defensive.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I'm trying to like focus on the tears, but I keep looking down, and I'm not trying to look at her cleavage, but it's just such a big part. Like, I've been even focusing on this thing on the left, this box on the left, trying to like get my mind off of it. But like, dude, the cleavage is just there. I wish it was.
Oh, what an idiot. I mean, like, gonna fuck on. Yeah, it's just sad. Yeah, dumbass. I mean, I don't know. That's the time and the place. It's just an idiot. Like, who cares? But yeah, I mean, obviously there were some dumb opinions about this and stuff like that. But overall, that was about it. He literally has a kid too. He's so stupid. I mean, this is the same guy that was getting mad about people banning gambling, okay? Like, what the hell did you expect, man? Did you expect that somehow this is like, yeah, he's gonna have some really great opinion on this? Yeah, he's a super nice dude. I can see that. Yeah, clearly. Who's mad about it? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that are feeling weird about it in that way. Mo is pro Amouranth. It's one clip. Yeah, it just makes him look bad. It's a bad thing to say. Hopefully he was. I mean, like, again, I don't know. I've found that, like, a lot of his opinions on things, I don't really agree with them. But, you know, maybe I saw it out of context and the rest of it was totally fine. I mean, I think that everybody has been a victim of seeing things out of context, so maybe that's the case. See a clip where her assistant asked if she took her medication in the stream cut? Yeah, I saw that. I don't really know what to think about that. I mean, I think that maybe she just didn't want to make it public what kind of medication she was taking. Yeah, I mean, that could be the case. I mean, for whatever reason, I have no idea. Well, just take them off the screen? Well, I think that she was in the middle of a phone call, you know what I mean? By the way, I know that there are a lot of people in chat that are saying rude things or bad stuff like that. I've already banned like probably 20 people or something like this. I don't want to hear your super edgy hot take about this. Nobody cares. That's why you're in chat and you're not the one streaming. Because nobody cares what you think. So just shut up, okay? You're gonna do this kind of stuff, you're gonna put your fucking opinion out there, it's gonna get deleted. 68% of adults in America take medication. Why people make such a big deal out of her taking medication? I think that some people might make a big deal about it because they feel like if she's taking medication, people would use that as a reason that she is an unreliable narrator, effectively. and whenever she's talking about things, her version of events is imperfect or wrong in some way. So people could use her using medication as a way to delegitimize her. And there's also people that consider it a sign of weakness or a sign of instability to take medication on these kinds of things, or for other types of things in general, right? Like, mental medication, etc. So I think that both of those things could be true. It's hard to say. Yeah, it is stigmatized. I know that for a lot of people, like, taking medication, especially for, like, mental problems, is much less stigmatized now than it was, let's say, 20 years ago. But it is still stigmatized by a lot of people. I thought you believed in freedom of speech. I'm on your side, by the way. Oh, yeah, I do. But I also believe in personal censorship. So if somebody's on my stream saying stupid stuff, then I don't think that I should have to have them on my stream. They can make their own Twitch channel and say whatever they want. I just don't want them to say it in mine. That's all. I believe in personal censorship. I think that if you want to block somebody, you should be able to block them. If you want to kick somebody out of your store for being abusive or crazy, you should be able to do that. If you want to mute a certain word, because let's say you were raped, right, and you want to mute the word rape on Twitter so you never have to read it because it fucking stresses you out because it makes you think of whenever it happened to you, I think you should be able to do that. I believe in personal censorship in pretty much all regards because I view personal censorship as a way of somebody having autonomy over themselves, which is, I think, the most important thing to have. Now, I understand, again, this is another opinion from somebody who just doesn't really know what they're talking about. The classic blame the medication, but it's so easy to blame it on that. Hope she gets to sort as fast as she can. Yeah. Fair, but pretending someone who streams has a more legitimate opinion of someone who doesn't is a bit of an interesting take, too. Well, I think that it's fairly obvious that somebody who's typing the same thing over and over and over for attention is just a moron. And I think that people listen to my opinions on these things because I know what I'm talking about, and I've fucking been on the internet 20 years. These people haven't even been alive 20 years. Yeah, I think objectively I know it way fucking better than they do, and it's not even a question. So yeah, I'm not sorry about that at all. It's a fucking fact. I was born in the dark. Yeah, exactly. Bro, like, yeah, I've been on the internet all the time. Like, I was 40. Yeah, he's probably been using the internet for 3 years then. Can you do a tier list? Yeah, you typed it 5 times. Can you stop now? Just stop it. You make guesses based on morality, but it works? Oh, of course I make guesses. We are always making guesses. The difference is that I acknowledge that what I am doing is making a guess. And I also have other reasons to believe that. I don't just say, yeah, this is just a guess and I have no basis on this guess. I'm making a guess based off of like 2 or 3 other things. As far as you know, a random chatter can be a clinical psychologist. Yeah, and if they are a clinical psychologist, they wouldn't be talking about this because of the Goldberg rule. You got another one? To try and be smart on me again? Just stop it. Just fucking stop. Please stop. Anyway, the point that I'm making here is that I can't wait to see all this drama is going to be revealed. It's just clout chasing. Oh yeah, you can't wait to see it. Yeah, for sure, bro. It's all going to be clout chasing, and you know, the reason why you have this fucking irrational dislike for women will finally be vindicated, and they will know that you were right. And whenever you said women suck, let it be known that you were right. Shut up. It's so weird, man.